You've all waited for so long. Yeah, time to get real serious. RFK Jr. says doctor found a dead worm in his brain. Yep. I don't even know what to make of this. RFK Jr.'s health has, like, the details of his health have been kind of under question. He has not presented himself as a person who seems very reliable on the health front. So this offering this information is pretty wacky. In 2010, RFK Jr. was experiencing memory loss and mental fogginess so severe that a friend grew concerned he might have a brain tumor. Consulted top neurologists. Brain scan concluded that he did have a tumor. Got a call from a person with a different opinion that he had a dead parasite in his head. The doctor believed the abnormality seen in the scans was caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died, Mr. Kennedy said in the deposition. Well, yeah, what portion and why did it die? You know? Was it not eating? I didn't know brainworms were real. Yeah, no kidding, huh? He has gone to lengths to appear hale, skiing with a professional snowboarder, and with an Olympic gold medalist who called him a ripper as they raced down the mountain. A camera crew was at his side while he lifted weights shirtless at an outdoor gym in Venice Beach. That's great, man. What about the brainworms? You know? He's got enough going for him in terms of, like, difficulty in getting his message across and communicating his intelligence with his voice. Can somebody link me the ad that he recently released on Twitter? I couldn't find it.
President Trump, you're calling for a debate with President Trump. You have an open letter to him. I'll let you explain it.
We're both speaking at the Libertarian Convention in Washington, D.C. on May 24th and 25th. I've invited President Trump to debate.
I found it. Never
He's
mind.
repeatedly said that he is willing to debate anytime, any place. He said that he specifically would debate me as long as my poll numbers are up.
You sure you want?
That is his voice. You can't be president when you... Most Americans haven't heard his voice.
Want to debate Donald Trump? I mean, there are stages littered with political careers everywhere in the aftermath of people wanting to debate Donald Trump. The guy's a master debater without a question. You up for that? You ready for that?
I don't underestimate President Trump, but I think I'm uniquely able to confront him on issues that nobody has confronted him on. He has now been 4 years in the presidency. And I want to talk to him about his record. I want to talk to him about why he locked down 3.
That's the first thing. I'm here to challenge Donald Trump and his record. First of all, I think he went too hard on COVID, you know? I think he was too fastidious in his response to the COVID-19 pandemic. This should have the ad. Amid battle for exposure, RFK Jr. accuses big tech of censoring latest ad, of course.
Independent news post.
He's an outdoorsman.
Champion for a clean environment and good governance.
I realize you probably heard a lot of bad stuff about him these last few years.
Hey, out of curiosity, why did RFK Jr. put out an ad where somebody else is talking instead of him? Just wondering.
But what if the bad stuff you've heard wasn't even true?
The ad also intends to...
That's a pretty defensive... Okay, this doesn't just have... I just want to see the ad. I don't want to see this dipshit covering it. Sorry, I don't know if they're a dipshit. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if they're a dipshit. I want to see the ad, you know? Why can't I find the ad? I can't find the ad. If somebody can find it. Imagine making an ad of yourself with an article saying you're anti-Semitic. Yeah, a pretty bold strategy trying to run for the presidency where you're opening with like, now you might have heard that I'm extremely anti-Semitic. However, that is not true.
Bad stuff you've heard wasn't even true.
The ad also intends to humanize RFK Jr.
He's a surfer. He's a falconer.
Okay.
He's a rock climber. He's a river rafter. He's a hunter. He's an outdoorsman.
Kennedy's skepticism on vaccination.
Remember when RFK Jr. was established to be a plant by the right wing in order to pull votes away from Joe Biden, and then recent polls have shown that he's actually pulling from the right way more? It's really funny. It's another example of like severe incompetence in the GOP electoral front, that they were like, hey, this guy's a Kennedy, like here he's a Democrat, he's challenging Biden from all these unique angles, you know? And then it's like, wait, hold on. Now he's running like independent, and he's advertising himself as like a masculine outdoorsman who bench presses 250 or whatever.
Stuff about him these last few years.
And he's anti-vax. Are you ready to vote for him rather than Joe Biden, Democrats?
But what if the bad stuff you've heard wasn't even true?
The ad also intends to humanize RFK Jr.
He's a surfer. He's a falconer.
Like,
He's a rock climber.
Democrat
He's a river
for this.
hunter. He's an outdoorsman.
Kennedy's skepticism on vaccination.
It's the f***ing Minecraft eating noise.
He's an outdoorsman.
Kennedy's skepticism on vaccinations and allegations of government overreach highlighted in the ad gained traction during the pandemic, but led to his account being removed. A spokesperson for Facebook told CBS News in a statement, "We removed this account for
Oh yeah, he's suing Meta, by the way, for censoring his advertisement or whatever.
repeatedly sharing debunked claims about the coronavirus or vaccines." His social media account was reinstated last year after becoming a presidential candidate.
Oh, here we go. Oh man, I didn't realize the full ad was 30 minutes long. That's a great ad. You know, that's phenomenal. Very censored, by the way.
Family hates.
Ugh.
He is nuts and clearly disturbed. The Standard. He's angry. Vanity Fair. His own family hates him. The New York Post. He sounds like he's transmitting from another galaxy.
Why would you open your presidential ad by reading out correct things that people have insulted you over?
He is so crazy, the New York Post. Kennedy is a humorless bully living in a paranoid fantasy. Vanity Fair. What the is wrong with Bobby Kennedy? He's a walking, talking conspiracy theory, the New York Times. He's completely divorced from reality. The Guardian. He is vile. The White House. Being with him was the low point of my summer. Vanity Fair. Bobby Kennedy speaks with a croaking, rasping, painful-sounding voice. His vague explanation
Wait, is that, why are you listing that, like, implying that you have a defeater to that point? That's, even if a person knew nothing about you except this video, they would know from listening to that that is a correct statement. This is literally talking to your QAnon uncles and aunts. Yeah, I'm telling you, RFK, okay, listen, okay, guys, are you ready for the wacky timeline? The wacky timeline is that Biden's horrific handling of Israel and Palestine actually does cost him a ton of electoral support, and he's primed to lose. But then RFK Jr. pulls so many third-party voters away from Donald Trump that Biden wins anyway. Because literally, RFK Jr. is entirely marketing himself on, like, first of all, like, family legacy, and second of all, I'm anti-vax. You know, the media hates me, mainstream media hates me, social media companies hate me. He's doing everything the right wing likes. None of this lands with Democrats. They try to put him as like a wedge candidate, you know, to funnel Democrats away from Biden or sow dissent. The same thing they were hoping for with Cornel West, and that didn't work either, you know. And what's come of it, you know? It's okay to make fun of his voice, Lily Krem.
Is that it's a virus. But more likely, it is a crack pipe voice. The Standard. Kennedy is a crank, the New York Times. He is a crank, the New York Times. He's a crank who cranks out whoppers the way Taylor Swift disgorges perfect pop songs, the New York Times.
Okay.
He has conversations with dead people, the Guardian. I wouldn't vote for that guy either.
You're most likely going to have 3 choices for president on your ballot in November. This guy, and this guy. I realize you probably heard a lot of bad stuff about him these last
This is so defensive.
few years. But what if the bad stuff you've heard wasn't even true? And what if there's a whole lot more to him than you even knew?
This pipeline is not going to benefit the American people. I would urge you not to accept.
Can somebody get me the poll where it showed that there were more Trump supporters who were like positive on RFK Jr. than Biden supporters?
The shackles of corporate monopoly. We're being given this land so that we can build cities on a hill. Our civilization will be judged by future generations.
Either way, let's start with some irrefutable facts.
All right.
This is Bobby Kennedy.
Uh-huh.
This is Bobby Kennedy in 1962.
Okay.
This is his dad.
Uh-huh.
This is his uncle.
Okay.
And this is his other uncle.
Yeah, yes.
He was born in 1954. He grew up in Virginia.
Okay, here we go. RFK Jr. candidate hurts Trump more than Biden, NBC News poll finds. What? Fuck off.
Party vote.
Today, new polling numbers show a dip in his support among potential voters.
The latest national NBC News poll also shows the third party vote is affecting Mr. Trump's support more than President Biden.
NBC News senior political editor Mark Murray joins us now to break down this new polling data. Mark, good morning. So let's begin with the general election. What is our new polling data telling us about?
I'll just skip to the point and say it right here. If only 2 named candidates were given in the poll, it's 44 Joe Biden, 46 Trump. But if 5 named candidates are provided here, you have a tiny amount to Cornel West and to Jill Stein, 13 points to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., which I still think is mostly due to name recognition. But then you'll see the Democrats are ahead of the Republicans 2 points, which strongly indicates, considering the fact that Cornel West and Jill Stein are almost entirely going to be pulling from the left, that RFK Jr.'s support is almost entirely coming from the right, like massively so, like 10 points to 3 points from the 13 points here, you know? So yeah, I say RFK Jr., do well. Win.
Kenyan Cape Cod. He has 7 kids. This is his wife, Cheryl. Yes, she's that Cheryl. He's an attorney. He's won hundreds of cases against companies like Monsanto, Mobil, Massey Energy, Dow Chemical, and a bunch of other big polluters. He's a surfer. He's a falconer. He's a rock climber. He's a river rafter. He's a hunter. He's an outdoorsman.
There's a Minecraft
He
noise.
was a heroin addict
there was a
and an
rattlesnake.
alcoholic. He's been sober for decades.
Okay.
His voice sounds weird. That's
Okay.
because he has spasmodic dysphonia. It's a neurological disorder that can affect the voice and speech. He can do 25 pull-ups in one go.
I want to see that. I want to see that on video. He's like 70. I want to see that on video. I want to see that on video.
I can do 3. He's 70 years old, and he's running for president as an independent.
This is it. This is Biden's ticket to the White House.
That's my mom.
Can you talk about some of the values you learned as a kid from your uncle and your father that you're taking with you on this campaign?
We had a duty, they felt,
Duty.
make America exemplary for the rest of the world. I think the major issues that my uncle and father were interested in this country was keeping the country out of war and then the civil rights.
Yeah, man. JFK was great on both Vietnam and the civil rights. Yeah. JFK famously opposed to foreign intervention. That's so true. Yeah, don't look up Bay of Pigs. I don't want to watch this entire thing. I just think it's really funny. Oh, Twitter player broke again. Yeah, anytime you try to move the slide, Twitter player broke.
Well, when I made those arguments publicly, I was silenced.
There. Anti-vax shit. The COVID lockdown stuff. Didn't JFK allow the Bay of Pigs to fumble? Okay, so the Bay of Pigs wasn't JFK's plan. Like, the military brass that wanted to go through with it, the CIA, like, they had been planning that for a while. They wanted to retake Cuba, basically, like, via the proxy of the expatriated Cubans. JFK wasn't really, like, in favor of the plan, but he also didn't really stop it. So his compromise was just letting it happen and not supporting them. So he, you know, kind of like the worst thing you could do, really. Yeah, honestly. Like, I guess it's better than him fully committing to it. Reminder that RFK Jr. said COVID was a bioweapon engineered to spare Jews. Yep, he's a wacky guy. I remember. Castro was a paranoid freak that was aware of all angles. Is it paranoia if all of your paranoia is correct? Like, are you paranoid of being murdered by the CIA, or are you just aware that that could happen at any moment, right? Like, I don't know if that counts as paranoia, really. It's just that's just sort of you accurately, you know, identifying and he loved milk. He loved ice cream. Yeah.